Well, hello friends. Today I want to look at the long arms of God. In Numbers chapter 11, verse 23, it says, and the Lord said to Moses, is the Lord's hand shortened? In other words, the Lord has very long arms. Well, let's look at the context of chapter 11. The people complained in verse number 1, and the people complained in the hearing of the Lord about their misfortunes. And when the Lord heard it, his anger was kindled. With verse number 4, again, complaining. Now the rabble, that is the mixed multitude that had come out with them from Egypt, they began to complain about the food. They just didn't have the food that they once ate in Egypt. And it caused the Israelites to complain also. And Israel also wept again and said, oh, that we had meat to eat. And Moses was just about fed up with it. He was tired. In fact, in verse number 15, it says, Lord, if you're going to treat me like this, just kill me at once. Just kill me. And so he was overwhelmed with all these complaints. In fact, when you look at the whole wilderness experience, you'll see 13 times where the people complained through the years. Even all the miracles they had seen, they were complaining. Well, when I look at chapter 11, I see three things in which God's arm proves that God's arm is very long. Number one, God's arm is long to reach out to punish those who are complaining and those who are disobeying. In fact, fire of God reached out around the camp and burnt up those in that first complaint. And we find in the latter part of chapter 11 where a plague came and killed those who were constantly complaining about lack of meat. They wanted something else to eat. Aren't we kind of like that? We're kind of complainers sometimes, and whenever things aren't going our way. Well, anyway, God's arm was long to punish those. God's arm is long to take the heavy burden off of you. Moses, he was at his wit's end, but God gave him 70 men that he took part of the Spirit of God off of him and put it on these 70 men and helped him carry the heavy load of these 2 million people. And thirdly, God's arm is long also to bring a miracle. Even though it wasn't what he wanted, he gave them what they wanted. In fact, all the quail that came in, what a miracle. Wind blew and millions, no doubt, of quail came in, and it fed them for a month. So much that it was running out of their nostrils, the scripture said. They were sick of it. And friend, I want to say that you've probably eaten something so much that you were just sick of it. Well, that's what happened to them. So God's arm is long enough to reach out to punish. God's arm is long enough to take the heavy burden off of us. And God's arm is long enough to supply. Whether it be a need or a want, God's arm is long enough to bring a miracle. Well, God bless you. Have a wonderful day. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.